say he wrong. How that sound really
What's up,
still-
everybody? We are back with He Say She Say Radio, episode number 22. We got a packed show for you guys, so let's get it. It is your girl Jordan.
Hey y'all, it's Siobhan J.
It's Uncle Kill.
It's MJ.
And I'm Shadea.
Okay, so we got one topic that's basically for a lot of the young people. It's for anybody, but we want to focus on the younger generation right now. It's actually about, are you willing to let go of the old you to find the new you? Because the new you can be so much better than the old you. Mm-hmm. So we want to kind of touch bases on what exactly do you feel like the old you is holding back from the new you?
I'm gonna start off then.
Okay, now what do we have?
I say this. I say it's a lot easier said than done because a lot of times the old you, we get comfortable. We comfortable being who we are. You hear it a lot of times when people be like, "Oh, that's just how I am. That's what I do." Well,
ain't gonna change.
Yeah, that's just me. Well, it's like, okay, well, at some point you gotta find a new version of yourself. You gotta be able to tap into that new version of yourself if you want to become a better person. Now, some people might want to become a better person, but not willing to do the things that are needed in order to do that. Because it can be hard. It can be tough. It puts you in an uncomfortable position.
She tell me about it.
Yeah. You're right about that. I think that like you said, sometimes people get too comfortable, and I feel like everybody has something that they need to improve in, whether it's your relationships with the people around you, your intimate relationships, family relationships, job, school, whatever it is. Like, there's always something that you need to improve. And if you just stay complacent and you just do what you've been doing, then you could be going so much farther if you just fix certain things. You know, like, we're all not the same person that we were when we were 15, 16. Because if we were, you know, who's to know it's bad? Who's to know if we would be where we are now? So I feel like those that feel that they don't need to change, especially in this season with so much that's going on, then you might want to consider that.
I think it's a mindset thing. Like, if you haven't mentally said, all right, I'm ready to let go, to move on, to grow, then you're going to stay where you're at. Somebody can't tell you, you need to be better, you need to move on. Cool, they can say that all day and night, but if you're not actually taking it in, it's like, you know what, I want this for myself, I want to better myself, then it's not going to be any progress, you know? Like, I feel like once you realize, okay, I want to be better, I want to grow, like, I want to be a better version of myself for my future kids, for my family, you know, for myself in general. Like, until you do that, then nothing else is going to change. And so, like, oftentimes, like y'all are saying, like, you want to hold on to something as if it's providing some type of satisfaction. Let go of it, because you're going to get something way more fulfilling. Like, you know, there's so much more to life. Like, even if right now we feel like we've let our old self go and we're somebody better now, there's still another version of ourselves to come, you know? So until you're willing to make that mindset, all right, I want better for me, not for somebody else, but for Shadea, then nothing's gonna change.
That's true. Mm-hmm. That's true. You hit it on the head with that one.
I think that the whole point of life is to grow and to evolve and to learn. Mm-hmm. And especially like when you're younger, a lot of the lessons that you learn growing up are to mold you into the person that you're going to become. And that's also the point in time where you learn how to deal with certain things. Because you can go through things, but you have to learn how to not let that affect you and how to let that push you and motivate you, or else you'll have people who claim to be victims, or people who always let, you know, what they've been through hold them back, or, you know, I got messed up in this relationship back in so-and-so, so, you know, I can't trust anybody, I can't, or, you know, my parents was this and that, so I can't be who I want to be because my parents was this and they did that. At the end of the day, when you become an adult, nobody cares about what you've gone through. Nobody cares about, you know, where you've been. All they care about is what you have to show for now and who you are now. So, I mean, that's what you have to understand. And that's the whole point of evolving and growing is learning how to deal with those situations that, you know, you've been through. And that's
And
that's how
like what you're saying, if you're holding on to stuff that other people did to you, they've already let that go. They're not concerned. You're only hindering yourself. They're moving on with their life. They probably let their old self go, trying to make a new life for themselves. And you, oh, well, my daddy did this, my mom did that. Okay, well, move on. Be the example for the next person after you, you know? That's all that it really is.
Because at that point, I feel like that person has control over you.
And they do.
And a lot of times they won't know it, but that's what it is. But you won't let it go because of whatever you're fighting or whatever anger you still have towards it. But like Shadell said earlier, you know, people can tell you, hey, you need to change this or you need to grow from this and this and that. I feel like a lot of times you gotta watch who's telling you that though.
Yeah.
Because sometimes, you know, somebody might not just like this part about you because they don't like it. It might not be nothing wrong that you're doing or nothing bad that you're doing, but I think you gotta just be careful about who says what to you, because you could be doing this over here and they might not like it, but it's really, you know, the best thing that you can be doing.
Right.
And since they don't like it and you change it, well, it's like, damn, I was, you know, satisfying 90% of whatever. Now I'm not because of this 10% that said, no, stop doing it. So I feel like you gotta be really careful about changing for somebody or, you know, something at the drop of a hat.
I like that you said that because I feel like a lot of times we have to be honest with ourselves about things that we need to change to become a better person.
Ooh, that's good.
A lot of times we'll be doing certain things that we just so used to doing and we like it. Yeah. We this feels good to us. It's satisfying to the flesh that we won't change it just because it's too good. Yeah. It feels so good. So you can't tap into the next version of yourself because you're so holding on to this that it's impossible. And also the people that are around you too, like it's so hard to tap into a new version of yourself or be a better person when some of the people around you are holding you back. And a lot of times, like, I mean, we all go through it. If you've been having a friend since elementary school, middle school, high school, that we thinking, oh, well, they've been there for me a long time. Even a situation like a girlfriend or a boyfriend, right? I hear a lot of people be like, oh, well, they were with me through all the hell I went through. And I'm like,
It don't matter.
no, because they was with you through all the hell. Yeah. They weren't making it better. Like, what? You can't tap into the new, better version of yourself because you holding on to this person because you thinking, oh, well, they was with me through all of this.
And really, they wanted you to stay there.
Exactly.
It was content. But y'all not ready to talk about that.
That's a whole different discussion.
So I have a question. So how do y'all decipher from if you're changing yourself for the right reasons, or is like, how do you decipher like what needs to be changed? Like based on what somebody else says or what
I base it on
needs to be changed?
Where I see that I want to be, not based off of where somebody else thinks I should be at that moment, but where I see I want to be. So if I'm like, okay, I want to be here, well, these are the steps that I need to take to get here, them the steps that I'm going to take, right? And if anybody holding me back from that, well, they just got to be let go. Or if anything that I'm doing is holding me back from that, then that has to be let go too.
I'll kind of go like half and half. Like, I feel like, you know, what MJ just said, if somebody's not with what I'm trying to do in order to be successful, okay, you know, it's like, there's the door. But then again, I kind of go off numbers too. I kind of grew up off, you know, going by the numbers. So for instance, if somebody's saying, hey, you're this way and it's bad, and you say, okay, whatever. Mm-hmm. Then somebody else says it that don't know that person. And then somebody else says it has to be true at some point. Yeah, everybody not lying. So I kind of feel like the numbers kind of tell it, but then again, you kind of have to know and be mature enough to understand that, okay, is this really hurting me? Mm-hmm. And if it's not, like I said, there's the door. If you don't want to be around me or you don't want to be a part of me because I'm doing this over here, then hey, holla at you. Yeah. But if, you know, everybody's saying it over and over and these people don't know each other, and it's probably true. So
I kind of want to switch it, like, their answers. For me, I feel like when I know it's time to let something go or for me to move on, I think it's just like, for me, it's like a spiritual aspect. Like, I have this discernment, like, all right, it's time for you to move out of this season, move into another. Either I've been praying, asking God for some type of sign or a realization, you know, and the sign is there. It's up to me to take it or be disobedient, you know. So I feel like when you know, and I think that's with anything. You know when God is giving you a sign, even though you're trying, he not talking to me right now. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's time. If it's time for you to move on, let people go, grow in life. You'll know. You don't need anybody to tell you that. You'll have that feeling. You'll have that uneasy, like, all right, something's not right. Something needs to change. It's up to you to make that step because nobody else can do that for you.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And it's funny because, go ahead.
No, I was just saying I like how you said that because I've been in a situation where I haven't listened to that like voice in my head telling me to go, telling me to move, telling me to get away from somebody. And by me not listening, I've been put in such uncomfortable positions to where I'm forced. And you don't want to be in that position where you forced to move because it's not a good situation.
Baby, God will humble you in such a
he'll make you so uncomfortable. He'll make it so, you know, disrespectful. It's gonna be bad. So
he'll throw you the signs and then he'll be like, oh,
so
you don't see the signs?
okay.
Just
I'm gonna turn it up a couple of
times. I'm gonna turn up the heat a little bit.
Yeah.
You don't see a sign.
Because you gonna move when I need you to move.
Okay.
Well, it's crazy that this is the topic because earlier I was just thinking about, you know, how much I really hate this generation. And when I say that, and the aspect that I'm coming from is how we give up too easily. Mm-hmm. Like, it's like everybody wants to have this whole cold-hearted mentality, cold-hearted feeling, and, you know, oh, once you mess up, that's it. Like, I feel like a lot of us in this generation give up too easy and then complain when we're not as successful as we want to be. Mm-hmm. And if you look back on it, you think about, you know, the pattern. Okay, when you were little, oh, I want to play softball or football or whatever. Oh, you quit. That's small at that point, but then you get older and you get in a spell and be, that's too hard, I quit. Or you do this and I quit. So the older you get, you so used to quitting that when it comes to, you know, relationships or jobs or whatever it might be, you quitting so easily and then you look up and you just stagnant. You're in the same spot.
Right. So you can't be a better you because you so used. You can't even follow the steps to become a better you because each step that you want to follow, you just I'm not doing it. And then it's too hard.
And then a lot of things. I say we not off topic, but I'm gonna shift it this way. Mm-hmm. I blame parents a lot of the times. I blame parents because at the end of the day, who grew up with you? Who taught you this, or who let you do this,
or who built the standard for you?
Who built this for you? So it's like, as a parent, I feel like you shouldn't let your kid, you know, quit all the time. Mm-hmm. I feel like you should, you know, try to build something inside of them to say, hey, you might not like it, but you're gonna finish it. You might not want to do it again after this, but you're gonna finish this. So I feel like once your parent isn't, you know, beating that inside of you, it's like, this is what my life is. And it's kind of hard for you to connect.
Because you haven't built character.
Yeah, you haven't built anything. You haven't built a work ethic to go forward and, you know, fight through this and fight through that to get to where you want to be.
That's a good point.
Because I use one little situation. I always like talk to my brothers and stuff. But I feel like if I was to tell you that it would take you 8 years to get a 4-year degree, do you still want the degree? Nope. So I feel like at that point, if I say it takes 8 years to get this 4, if you really don't want to do the 8 years, then you really didn't want the degree.
Right.
I look at it that way.
That's true.
So,
because you'll do whatever it takes to get the job done.
At that point.
Right. It's the same way, like what you said specifically. Like, for people that are trying to step into their new season or trying to be a better version of themselves, some people take it as, okay, they take those steps to do so, right? Kind of like what MJ was saying. They take those steps, but then let's say they run into a situation where it kind of throws them off their path, or it makes them kind of have to readjust or think about things differently. And then, it's an uncomfortable situation. And then they switch back to, oh, I tried that. I'm just going to go back to my old ways. When no, keep pursuing that new version of yourself. Keep doing better for yourself. That was just a little run-in. So based on what you learned by experiencing that, you can carry that into the next situation. That's why you got to keep being persistent and keep going. But if you didn't learn that at home, or that just wasn't a characteristic that was instilled in you, then of course it's gonna be tricky. But everybody's capable of doing it.
I love that you said that, because everybody is capable, especially of losing themselves and becoming a better version. But the problem usually lies when we all know in life it's gonna be things that go wrong. Mm-hmm. It's gonna be roadblocks. And to me, I'm looking at from a roadblock as a stepping stone, not a roadblock, right? Mm-hmm. So, like for instance, we've all did sports and stuff like that. It's kind of like a box jump, right? It's there. You can't walk through it. Yeah. You're gonna have to get over it. Now, that's when it lies on, okay, well, am I really? Because a lot of people can say I'm willing to change, but are you really, really willing to go above and beyond to change, right? That's when it get deep, because I can sit here and say all day, yeah, I'm willing to change. I'm trying to be a better person. I'm trying to do this. I'm trying to do that. Yeah, but if I tell you that you got to do these certain things and this right here gonna make you uncomfortable,
you gotta cut these
right?
people off.
You gotta cut these friends off. You might gotta stop talking to this family member because they holding you back. You might gotta start praying more. You might gotta go to church a little bit more often than you usually do. You might have partied on a Saturday night, but you gotta wake up early on Sunday morning to make it to church. A lot of people, when you really think about it, they might be like, I'm not really that willing to achieve. Yeah, I'm not willing. That's the real question is, what are you willing to give up to be able to become a better version of yourself, right? And what are you willing to do, right? Those are hard things.
Because like he said, it'll never be easy to just do it right away, because it's what you're used to. It's just like waking up every morning, doing certain things. That's just what you're used to. So it might take a little fight that you have to go through.
You gotta break routines.
You gotta break it. So
you gotta break generational curses. You gotta break family issues. It's a whole lot of extra stuff that come with it.
Yeah.
It's all part of growth.
Speaking of growth, speaking of growth, we want to transition it to something I'm pretty sure all of us have been through, whether it's whatever type of relationships that you've been in with different people. Everybody say, I'm grown and I'm this and I'm that, but when it's time to communicate the right way, because anybody can communicate the wrong way, but when it's time to communicate the right way and apologize and actually be mature enough to see your wrongs, nobody wants to do that. So are you really grown at that point? What is grown?
I think it's all talk. Like, I'm a actions speak louder than words. Like, I need to see some actions. You can talk all day. People can talk all day. Oh, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. Now, okay, well, let's talk about it.
Let's see it.
Oh, I have no time, because you're not about it.
Right.
That's the thing. People have all this rah-rah in them, but when it's time to actually put the footwork and actually do the actions, oh, I didn't think I was really gonna have to do it. I didn't think they was gonna have something to say back. Oh, I'ma always have something to say back. Just say that.
They didn't think they was gonna be held accountable.
Right. Ooh, and that's it right there. You thought you was just gonna bully me and I wasn't gonna say nothing back. No, actually, you've met your match.
Right. Now, what are you bringing back to the table?
Right.
I think that's a good point, because a lot of people, I've always been that person that I always wanted to talk. I've always been like a talker, communicator. So I feel like where people go wrong is in situations when you're an adult, you can't always throw your hands up. Like you said, on some rah-rah stuff. Like, sometimes you actually have to communicate and listen to what the other person is saying, because little do you know, it might have been something minor, maybe it was something big, but sometimes, a lot of the times, it's never that deep. Like, if you think about, like, when you go out, or like you go out to the clubs or the bars or something like that, I know for me, I always see people that's just like ready and on go. But it's just like, if there was a situation, or like you feel like I bumped into you, just whatever it is, really pettiness, why are you not an adult or grown enough to
just talk to me,
communicate, like, hey, or even whenever you're in friendships or even in relationships, like, I'm never being the back and forth texting. Either you come see me, I come see you. Call me, FaceTime me, and let me hear what you have to say. What is it that I said that was wrong or that offended you? Or let me tell you what you did, and listen, hear each other, and hold each other accountable.
I only know probably 2% of people I ever met that can do that.
I just think
It's
it's a foundation. Like, if you weren't built like that, I can say I haven't always been that type of person, but I challenge myself to become the talker. Like, so I expect everybody else to be that same way. And if they didn't have that foundation and train themselves to do that, then you can't get upset. That's what I have learned too. So unless they're willing to be grown and talk about it and actually take those steps, then it's just like it's a process. I guess I'll say it like that for sure. Because you can be the grown person, quote unquote, that can communicate, and your partner can't. You can't fault them, but you can, because it's like, okay, at what point are you gonna be like, let me try?
So what do you do in that situation as the grown person or the mature one, and somebody else is not giving you that energy back?
I feel like I come off as the aggressor because I be like, every single time, okay, so let's talk about it. So let's talk about it. So what's the problem? Like, did I do something wrong? Actually, let me tell you about yourself, and there go the problem because I'm attacking him. Like, so then it's like,
That's usually how it
so
goes.
then I have to apologize because you know what? Whereas I offended you, how I just talk about things, to me, I thought I was just expressing how I felt. So here I am, putting my pride aside. I apologize if what I said just offended you. However, this is what you need to do because this is where I saw the problem at, So
I think it comes with the delivery too.
That's it.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to an apology. Because anybody who knows me knows that my apologies are kind of double-sided. I'm quick to apologize, but my apologies go somewhat like this. I'm not sorry about what I did. I'm low-key sorry that your feelings hurt. Right? And I'm trying to grow from that to actually apologize for what I did.
You say it just like that?
Yeah,
I'm low-key sorry that your feelings hurt?
Yeah, I'm apologizing about your reaction to what I did. I'm apologizing that you felt that this was bad. That's what I'm apologizing for. But I'm working on that because I'm trying to mature. Right? But at least I'm taking a step. I'm actually apologizing.
No.
It's an apology.
Well, see,
That's
I can kind of see where he's coming from with that because, like me, I feel like if I'm going to apologize to you, I feel like if you took it, whatever way you took it, that's on you. I like
that you said that.
No, that's how I feel.
It's very true because
It's
when we say it, or let's say we said something, knowing you and knowing me, we talk almost every day. Right. When we say something, we probably really meant that. Because if I apologize to you about something that I really meant, then is that really an apology?
Why are we talking about it?
Exactly. Because I'm still, if I had a chance to say it again, I probably would.
Right.
Yeah.
So I shouldn't even apologize about it in the first place. Now, I am sorry that you feel bad that I said this.
That makes sense, because it's a free country. We can say what we're gonna say. So if you feel like you weren't sorry for that, I feel like there's no reason for you to apologize for something that you meant. But it's up to the other person to take that, to receive. Okay, that's how you felt. Now I know how to move, or now I know how to. Now I know.
Yeah, because it sounds real asshole-ish to be like, oh, I'm not sorry for what I said, because at the end of the day, like I said, it's on you how you take it. Because what if I say something that's quote unquote rude, but you took it as not rude? Now we good. But since you felt that it was rude, now we not good. So it's like, it's up to you how you take it.
And now I got it. You know how niggas be.
Because I'm one that at this point
all the time. You know what?
You got it.
You won. What you want me to do now?
Yeah, because at this point I feel like we're all grown, and I don't know if it was the way I was raised or how I became as I, got older or whatever it was, but I feel like we too grown to babysit. Yeah, I can't sugarcoat nothing to you. Facts. Because at the end of the day, especially if you somebody I care about.
Especially to a grown man.
If you somebody that I really, really care about, I'm finna lay it out right here on the table, because if I really care about you, I'm going to almost assume you really care about me.
True.
Because of what we have, in between the lines. So if I give you something and it's hard, you should be able to take that from me, because somebody on the street giving it to you, you're probably not gonna take it that well.
But don't retaliate. Yeah. Because I think that when people think you're attacking them, they feel they get a defense.
That's why I say it's about the delivery.
Yeah.
They try to bring up something else.
Well, remember that's the past.
One thing that I do hate is when people try to shut off the conversation.
Oh,
And it's just like,
It's swept
you're
under the
still
rug.
not hearing me. Or like vice versa, where they're just like, okay, like you win or you got, like even if you're like in a relationship and y'all are arguing or even a friendship, it's just like, okay, cool. No, it's not really cool because you still feel that I'm wrong. So tell me what it is that you're trying to deliver to me. I feel like that's
Not bring it back up.
Right.
I mean, but it's kind of like at that point, it's like certain people you just have to learn how to just get rid of them, because basically,
She's right.
I
She's right.
mean, you know what I'm saying? Because some people are just so toxic, no matter how you deliver things or how you say things, they're not gonna get it.
True.
So it's just like at that point, those people don't need to be in your life. Like if they can't even be adult enough to have a conversation with you or have a difference of opinion, then it's just no point of like, wasting my breath and my energy and getting upset and frustrated trying to make somebody understand.
And I'm gonna tell you another thing that
where I'm coming from.
I kind of hate. If I come at you and you allow, because I've always been the one to say, because it's true, and you three ladies could actually, correct me on this.
Okay.
But women are naturally more emotional than men.
Okay, that's
Y'all are naturally,
Okay,
y'all are naturally emotional creatures. So what I hate is, don't let me say something to you and you allow your emotions to take what I said, even though you know it's right. You know what I said was right, but you allow your emotions to take you to another side. And then later on you come back and say, I knew you was right, but no.
I've never done that actually before.
Be mature enough, be an adult, be grown, and take what I just said, no matter how you felt, and just make it.
It's hard though. It's hard for people, period, to admit when they're wrong.
That's what I was gonna say, trying to be
especially if me and you in an argument and we got this long lasting argument, right? Like the other day. If we got a long lasting argument, it's gonna be hard for me to argue with somebody for an hour and then after that hour be like, you know what, I was wrong because of my pride.
It's the pride.
In my head, I know, you know what, I was dead wrong. I can't tell him that though.
Well, actually, you had a moment like that.
Yeah, did. When I was like, we saying the same thing. I couldn't say it on air though. I can't say it because my pride won't let me, but that's a part of maturing too. That's a part of being grown, is laying your pride down and being able to communicate your feelings and to communicate when you're wrong and saying, you know what, I was wrong, but not way after. A lot, you can say you're doing it.
Yeah.
I was like that.
Because like Jordan said, some people you just gotta know when to let them go.
Yeah.
You gotta know when to just push that to the side, because I feel like it becomes more and more and more toxic. If I'm talking to you, you don't get it. You trying to tell me something and it's not making sense, and I'm steady coming at you over and over. Now I done went from a level 5 to a level 7, 7 to a 10, 10 to a 25. So now it's just
essentially in the argument, and a lot of people have to learn how to mature enough to, when you have an argument or a conversation, is to listen, to actually understand and not listen to respond. Because a lot of the times when we having a conversation or argument, we really just listening to see, okay, what am I gonna say back?
Yeah.
Right.
What is my, and when he say this, what am I gonna say when he say this? Not, let me sit and really understand what he's saying. Because I do that all the time. I'll be in mid-argument, I ain't got me. And then later on, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna tell you, and I could have just understood at that moment and not just be listening to respond. It would have been, everything would have been good. But most of the time, we're not doing that. We just be like, you know what, forget it, I'm done.
I think it's good because like when it comes to communication, I've learned that it's okay to take time to figure out how you feel about something before responding or saying something.
That's why I like
just taking time. Like if I need a minute, like
let me think about
let me think about it. Let me come back to it. And I mean that's fine.
I would like to ask a question, because somebody told me recently, I don't like to talk about things at the moment because if I said how I really feel, I could hurt your feelings. And I feel like if you say how you really feel, that's the honest truth. If you wait, you're gonna sugarcoat it for me to feel away.
But I feel like if you're gonna tell me how you really feel at the moment, let it be how you really feel and not your emotions talking.
But see, most of the time, it's gonna be those emotions. If we in a heated argument, it's most of my response is going to be out of anger. Like even, this kind of off topic, still on topic, but like with my daddy, he never really whooped me. But he would always say the reason why is because he wouldn't want to whoop me out of anger because it's something he'd be mad at, because then it's out of anger, right? And it's the same thing with conversations. Sometimes I don't want to talk to you out of anger. I want to sit back and really realize, okay, what did I do? What did they do? How are we going to work this out? But if I'm coming out of anger, which is probably at that moment, I'm probably going to be angry. Now I'm saying a lot of stuff that's going to lead to a whole separate argument.
But those are true feelings I feel.
At that moment, though, I probably don't really feel like that. But if I'm really, really angry, the delivery is going to be bad. So what I'm saying might be right, but my delivery is going to be bad just because I'm mad.
Yeah, and I feel like us as women, like we kind of struggle with that a little bit because we want the answers. Why now? And so it's like, we have to kind of be able to kind of understand how to deal with that. And then I feel like at the same time, like we also have a problem with like if we have a problem or if we don't like something that you did, we'll kind of keep it inside, and then we'll be mad at you and not tell you why, and we not understand.
And then Twitter just have a tweet that I can retweet that just relates to me.
That second.
I think that
And it's like,
I like that you said that. I really like that you said that.
Boy, y'all hit it on
and we
the
have to
nail.
understand that.
Y'all let it build up and
I
then
know,
boom.
because I've done it, and it's just like y'all can't read our minds. So if we don't say what's on our mind or how we feel,
Kelvin
then,
knows it's true.
You know what I'm saying?
If you with a girl, she hit you, what's wrong? Nothing. What's wrong? Nothing. An hour later, what's wrong? Nothing. An hour later, I just think it's crazy.
I just find it funny how
We're like, bro,
you
I
still
ate
text. Okay, let me not even get into it.
yesterday.
That is definitely childish. Being passive.
We be putting two
being
and two together in the
passive.
meantime.
But I
If you
think
feel some type of way, say it.
Y'all putting pieces of the puzzle together.
If you
doing
need
it.
to have a conversation, have that
Every
conversation. Do not be passive. I fell victim to that all the time, so I need to do better with that.
Just find it funny how.
They hit you with that.
going
Do you know this girl?
I see your little friend. It's like if you talking about something, I knew it was coming.
No, because it's like we find a piece of evidence, then we got to go back. Oh, I remember this happening.
Oh, and now the
then it's like-
timestamps add up. Makes sense.
Or even when you're thinking about like with just like friendships or something like that, one thing gets you upset. Instead of having that conversation, you are passive and you let it ride out, and then now every single thing after that is going to tick you off. Every little, whether it's big or small.
Usually it happen, it'd be something from the past that they was mad about, and then they gonna bring it back up when it finally blow up and they ready to argue.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but you did this, and but last year you did this, and then last month I had to.
And in 2018,
We didn't talk about this.
It's invalid.
Yo.
But a topic that Shadea probably just wants to blow out the water real quick.
what?
A lot of women, girls, I call them girls a lot of the time. Some of them are actually women because, you know, some of them hit it on the nail, but a lot of females, what does it say, females?
They don't like that.
No.
But a lot of females always say men are trash, but the thing
are.
is, can you say all men are trash and then call your son a king?
I think when they say all men are trash, they saying all the men
They've been
Yes.
okay.
I wouldn't say all the men that I've been with. I've observed men that I haven't been with, and I'll still call them trash too.
I feel like that can be a justification based on the guys that you have been with, because it's just like some maybe, but then again, it's like we don't know the situation, so you can't include all men in that. The whole male gender, the whole male species is because for those women that have sons. Okay, who's to say that your son don't grow up and is doing the same thing
Probably
as
will,
they
child.
do? So, and at the end of the day, we all trash at some point. Like,
And then
I consider highly of myself actually.
I've been trash.
Yeah.
I've been trash
Just to
before.
throw a
I
little
can
nugget
admit
in there that a lot of people probably not ready to talk about. A lot of times, us kids, boys, we grow up in a household with who? Women. So if we become trash,
No. You cannot blame
you
that
know,
on.
I'm gonna tell you why.
No. I'm gonna tell you why.
Go ahead, tell me.
You right, and that's what it is, because society teaches you to be like this. You know, you love your mama. Oh yeah, you a mama's boy. But once you hit those streets, you out here running through everybody else. You doing what your homeboys doing, and y'all just monkey see, monkey do.
Well, could it be that we don't have a lot of examples
At
Well, that's not
at
our fault.
home
That's not our fault.
of a wholesome person.
But that's the partner's fault. I would have said they don't have nothing to do. Maybe the relationship didn't work on both ends. But the
can we
man
control
chose to
that?
leave.
If all we see
You can
is
control
men
what you
doing
do.
these certain things, right? And
Then you
we
should
think,
wanna be
okay,
better.
Well,
Nothing. You should
yeah,
want to be
I see
better.
what you're saying, but think about it like this, right?
Well, let
think
me-
about it like this. If I'm in a household, Kevin can agree with me.
Can he?
If I'm in a household, Kevin, you better. If I'm in a household, right, and I don't, let's say I don't have a man in the house, right?
Okay.
And I'm seeing the people who are raising me, the guys who I know, right, and they're doing certain things and they looking pretty successful. Well, obviously, I'm gonna follow what they're doing because it's working.
Yep.
Right? If it's looked upon as a good thing for me to have all these women and have options and stuff like that, well,
Why not?
Exactly. I don't see nothing wrong. I mean,
Okay, so then at what point is it like, you know what, I want better for myself?
she.
How do we know what better is if what we see?
We never seen.
Come on, but you gotta know if women are always saying, "Oh, niggas ain't shit," oh well, maybe if I'm doing this right now, I'm not shit.
Maybe
then
y'all should
maybe
stop
I
saying
should.
niggas ain't shit. So
Wait.
because
I
you're
feel
speaking
like-
it into the atmosphere.
Yeah, you're speaking
I
it out
mean,
there,
yeah.
but at the same time,
Actions
at the same
speak
time,
louder than words. So if your actions are not,
Well, you should start saying his actions ain't shit, not
So we should
niggas.
be more specific.
Yeah, just be specific with where you're coming directed.
Yeah.
Because the problem that I have and have had for a long time is the women that continue to say niggas ain't shit, and I'm not pointing towards you, Shadea, because you say it a lot.
I do, but I don't be-
but a
I
lot
don't
of
just
the
be out here
women-
saying
a lot of the women that say that, they continue to
Yeah.
mess with
See, you know what it
the
is?
guys who ain't shit. And the guys' friends that ain't shit. And the guys that they hang around.
well, friends, I think we've had enough today.
But is he lying?
No,
Is he
no,
lying?
you're making a
because
valid
you know what?
point.
I stopped using that whole phrase because I noticed when you speak those things into the atmosphere, you know, it's all about like energy and vibration. If you're sending that energy out into the world, that's what's gonna come back to you. If you're saying those negative things, oh, I can't find a man, you know, guys ain't shit, you know, I ain't gonna do this, you know, that's what you're going to receive.
True.
So
That's why I pray for me a wholesome man every night.
and yeah,
Love
What you
and
be
care.
praying for?
Love and care. Oh no, I have a list of things, so not just wholesome. Bring me.
And see, MJ, they might kick me out after this one. But,
Nah, let me hear it.
But see, the thing is,
Two doors.
the
We need to
thing
know.
is,
Let him know, Kim.
if you continue to, you know, attract all these ain't shit people,
No.
what is it about you that attracts that? I mean, Cat Williams said it best. What is it that attracts all these ain't shit people?
I don't think it's
towards you?
what you attract, because I feel like we all attract something.
you know
It's what we choose to allow to
That's
come
what
into
it is.
No.
Because I
because-
attract you ain't shit niggas. I attract great niggas.
Me
I
too.
attract
It's who
queer
you
niggas.
really want to.
It depends on what you put. If I'm a nigga and I know for a fact I ain't shit, right? And I'm trying to mess with this girl, right? And I know she don't condone that. I know I'm gonna have to change my ways if I'm really trying to mess with her. Now, what ends up happening is y'all will be like, you know what? I'm gonna still give him a chance. He gonna do this. He gonna do that. Oh, say less.
Yeah.
I'm gonna show you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just gave me the green light.
Oh God, I'm good now. I don't have to change nothing because you accepted me how I am.
yeah.
I'll give you that one.
I think it does go into like, you know, you allow people to treat you how you
certain
want to be
type of
treated.
way.
Or yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Until you create that standard.
yeah, you
then-
have to create those boundaries and standards for yourself of what you won't allow and
Cause
what
I'm gonna
will
tell
allow.
you, us fellas do that. Me and the homies, not me and the homies, but the homies and they homies.
Right.
They can have conversations,
And
something like this. You know this girl? Yeah, I know this girl. She cute as shit. How is she? Oh shit, she gonna let you do this and that. Shit, say less. I'm finna hit her up on that, right? So in my mind, or in the homie mind, they gonna hit them up specifically on that, right?
Nothing
Because
less.
they know that that's what that girl going for. She don't have no other standards besides that. If I meet this standard, well shit, that's all I'm gonna give. If her standard is up here, right, and I know for a fact, that's like me if I'm finna go DM a celebrity, right? I know my finances ain't there. So I know she probably not gonna respond, or if are you finna go DM Beyonce?
No.
Why not? Because you don't reach what?
I don't reach her level at all.
Exactly. So if you set a standard that I'm not messing with no dudes that's underneath this, no matter how they look, what they got, none of that, if they don't reach this, now what ends up happening is it'll be here and we be like, shit, I'm gonna just do the bare minimum. And that's when we ain't shit. No, we doing what you allow us to do.
Yeah.
Okay, can I ask a question? Not trying to get off topic. But why do men
You can say y'all.
Them niggas.
apply pressure in the beginning? Once you get to your level, it's like, I don't even gotta do nothing no more.
You're not asking for more.
That makes sense.
But what if you are? It's like, okay,
You're doing what you can to get this woman's attention.
yeah,
You're doing
and
what
then
you
it's
can
like, oh, well, I got her, so it is
Well,
what it is.
y'all have to stay consistent.
Well, guys have goals. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
It's like
if
a
they want
checklist.
something, they're gonna do whatever they can to get it. And once they get it, it's just like, okay.
Well,
like,
it
I
depends.
achieved it.
How much we like
It depends on the female.
Yeah,
it
if we
depends
like
on
you,
the
we gonna
female.
keep on applying that pressure in order to be with you, right? But if y'all, like, let's say this, dates, for instance, right? If you never asked to go on dates and stuff, right? And you just coming over to the crib, and that happens all the time, right? Well, you are the girl I'm gonna hit up to come over to the crib. Now y'all are going to get mad. He don't never take me on dates. He not applying no pressure. Well, shit. When we first met, all we was doing was you coming over to the crib. We having movie night, right? So now you go from the movie night girl to now you want to be out in public. It don't work like that.
Yeah.
Now, if the first dates was we going out where you set that standard there, you gonna take me out. Right? But if you set that standard there,
Gonna take me
oh, I'm gonna
out.
hit you up at 10 o'clock and you coming over, well, that's who you are. And that's what I'm gonna go with.
Setting them standards.
Yeah, you have to put it in
We
place.
only gonna do what you allow us to do.
And then communication needs to come into play with that. Because if that's not what you want, you need to say something. Okay.
But back to what y'all are saying about how y'all grew up. At the end of the day, that goes back to the first topic of learning how to evolve. And change it.
Let them know, Jordan.
You did that.
We love around
You
her.
did that. She did that.
Y'all can't use it when y'all want to. Like, y'all gotta, you know what I'm
Hey,
saying?
I'll give it to her. She did that, but I'm gonna do something else. So the thing is, you're right. We have to learn to evolve and this and that. But at the same time, like MJ said, if you're not trying to send me signs to evolve to get what I'm trying to get, why evolve?
Oh my God.
But you need to be involved.
But if in relationship wise or talking to wise, right? If you said it as that and I've already met that, well, shit, I'm good now. I've achieved where I need to be. Why do I need to evolve in that specific situation? Why do I need to evolve more?
Because I give you a perfect example. I give you a personal example. You know, my situation was, you know, I told her straight up. All I wanted to do was, you know, and
Hit it and quit.
it's not what she said no. I want this. So at that point I had to make a decision. Okay.
Communication.
Do I just leave her alone because she don't want what I want, or do I try to evolve to be what she want me to be? I took that step and boom, it worked out. But a lot of the times, you know, we give out that sign and it could be the moment where you say, okay, I'm cool with that too. You're really not cool with it, but at the moment you are. So at the moment, if that's what you give, especially on that first impression, it's hard for me to look at you different after that.
And I'm not even gonna lie, I'm gonna bring it around one more time.
Here we go.
The signs. Y'all ignore the signs.
If a guy tells you something like that, what makes you think this guy could potentially be your husband? Not saying it's impossible, but if he tells you, hey, I just want that, and you say, oh, okay. But then 2 weeks later, it's like, damn.
He not texting me.
He didn't text back. Oh, wow, I saw him at a club with this other girl. Well, hey.
All I say is when somebody tell you something, believe it.
Believe them, child.
Believe it.
Show you better believe him more.
That is what it is. But I do still feel like a lot of guys, even females, but if we switch it a little bit, I feel like guys should also be holding themselves accountable as well to have those standards and to know who they are choosing and who they are letting in.
See,
Because
those
there's females
standards
out
are different,
here
though.
that'll do.
Do y'all, no, and I don't mean this in a derogatory way, but do y'all even have a standards, or is it I'm trying to hit and quit and on to the next?
I guess she'll do. Let's see what she about.
Yeah.
I'll go back to the numbers, like I brought up earlier. The numbers. What works?
Dabble.
Most guys don't have standards. Most. Now there are some out there. Most women have them, and there are some who don't.
Right.
So when you look at the history behind it, it's not gonna be a lot of guys that have standards. It's just not. It has never been, and it never will.
They
be.
just jump right in.
I'm gonna tell you
and
what it
jump
is
right out if they
though,
don't.
because realistically speaking, girls have more options than guys. True. So
That's a fact.
a lot of guys will be like, well, I don't even have a lot of options, so I need to probably lower my standards so I can have more options, right? Because think about it like this: 9 times out of 10, if we DMing a girl or something, trying to shoot our shot, it's hot. Sometimes it's unlikely that she gonna respond. Now, women, when y'all shoot y'all shot, 9 times out of 10 the dude gonna respond. 9 times out of 10, that's just how it is. Like,
Correct.
for us,
Shot my shot.
it might not work. For y'all, 90% of the time, it's gonna work.
Because most women have the feeling of being approached.
Exactly.
Y'all feel like going out to do that is wrong. For whatever reason, y'all feel that.
I don't think it's wrong.
Shooting your shot?
Yeah.
You have to. Sometimes.
The majority of
I'm like,
women on this earth,
approaching
the
different.
majority of the women on this earth feel like a guy has to come to them instead of them going to him. The majority.
I feel like it's vice versa. If you like somebody, you like somebody. I feel like it's all about your approach. I'm not finna just, hey, boy,
they'll
I'm
show
trying to
signs.
meet with you.
But see, for y'all shooting your shot is way different than us. Y'all want to play with your hair and give you the look. Nah, come up to
And then
me.
you buy us a drink and we'll chit chat for a little bit.
Yeah, I like to. I'm trying to get to know you first, and then I might slide.
See,
in.
we don't really need
Yeah.
that whole getting to know you. That's probably where our standards differ a little bit. Like,
I'm trying to
really.
get straight to the bit.
Listen, I'm trying to see how you are, like, as far as are you down for this or are you one of the relationship type? That tell me all I need to know.
And if it's a relationship type,
I need to
most
see
times,
if you worth it.
Yeah, most times, first of all, I need to see if you working because I probably don't have a lot of background on you.
Yeah, now I'm
A lot of
learning
times,
that
a lot of times, guys are quote unquote tricked because you have a girl who has opened her legs for the whole football team,
My
but then
God.
she comes to you and now she wants to be the wife. So it's like,
I'm here for the same thing.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
but y'all be doing the same thing.
Same thing.
Y'all be going years and years and years.
I mean,
And
spread
then,
it wide.
yeah, and then just want to settle down and have a good woman. Like what?
And expect her to ask about your past. Oh, I want to know. I like to be informed.
If she has a point.
At least in case one of these try to
She
come up
got
to me.
valid
I mean,
points.
it
So let
is.
them, before one of these come up to me, I
That's
need
true.
to know.
A lot of times y'all don't be caring about that though.
I don't really care
Y'all
about
don't
the
really care.
past as long
We-
as it's not around.
We be caring. It's
As long as
alright.
it's not present.
Yeah.
As long as it ain't nobody close to me, I don't be tripping.
I need to
But
know about
women,
this one because she
y'all
said
don't
something to
care
me.
at all.
It just has always been that way for guys. Like, I feel like most guys feel like if this girl, we'll just throw out a number, has 10 or more bodies, nah, I can't wife her. But because the stereotype, or not the stereotype.
Sit down your face.
the stereotype is, you know, we are praised for stuff like that.
Right,
Like,
that's so raggedy.
If MJ goes and have sex
No.
with 10 girls in
If
one
one
week,
of them niggas.
if a guy has sex with 10 women in 1 week, he's praised for that, as far as the homies. Now, a woman goes to do the same thing. She's
a hoe.
labor.
She's
She's
a
a hoe. She's all that. So, I mean, you just kind of got to take it for what life has put out there. I mean, life has already given you what it's going to be. We can change it a little bit, but we ain't going to be able to change it too much.
That's why it's up to you
To
fix
create
your
the
standards.
standard,
Because if
yeah.
you're a guy and you're doing that, okay, you can call a girl a hoe for that. But if I see that you're doing that, you won't get it.
It's just a double standard.
You're a
that's not
hoe as
equal.
well,
And
so
it's a lot of
shit.
double
I
standards
ain't make
that
the
are not
rules.
equal.
I just follow them.
Oh my God. Jordan.
Listen, I ain't make them. It's just that's the way the world is.
That's
I
all.
hate that it's like that.
Is that all for today?
That's
I
it.
think it is.
That's it. That's
All
all.
men ain't trash.
All right, y'all. Well, that's it for today's episode. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Make sure you follow us on Instagram at HeSaySheSay Radio and on Twitter at HeSaySheSay Crew. Make sure you comment, like, and subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time.
We got London on the train. They be like, ooh, ooh, she say, he say.